Hello, my dear listeners, and welcome back to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. And today, I want you to imagine a very modern kind of career. A company wants to reduce emissions. A factory wants to become more efficient. A renewable energy project wants to earn verified carbon credits. A government is building a carbon market. Investors want climate accountability, and buyers want high quality credits. And somewhere in the middle of all this, a professional is calculating, documenting, verifying, advising, and helping turn climate action into measurable economic value. Now, that professional is called a carbon credit specialist. Now, I know this title may sound a little new, maybe even a little fancy, but trust me, this is one of those careers that is quietly becoming more important as the world moves towards climate action, net zero targets, emissions reporting, and carbon markets. Let me put it simply. A carbon credit specialist works in the space where climate, business, policy, data, and finance meet. This person helps organizations understand emissions, reduce them, measure them properly, and in some cases, generate, trade, or manage carbon credits. So, if you're a student who likes sustainability, policy, environment, climate change, markets, business strategy, or impact driven careers, this role can be deeply exciting. Now, it's not a career for someone who only wants to talk about climate change. It is a career for someone who wants to work on it in a structured, measurable, and economically relevant way. Hi, I'm Kapeel Gupta, career coach, life mentor, graphotherapist, and the founder of Study Abroad Academy. I help students, parents, and young professionals gain clarity, confidence, and direction in life and career through deep coaching, mindset transformation, and the powerful practice of graphotherapy. Because career success is not just about choosing the right course, it's about becoming the right person for the life you truly want to build. So, let's begin with scope in India and abroad. Now, the scope of this career is growing because carbon markets themselves are growing. Today, the world is no longer discussing climate only as a moral issue. It's also discussing it as a financial, regulatory, and strategic issue. Countries are building carbon pricing systems. Companies are under pressure to measure and reduce emissions. Global buyers are looking more carefully at supply chains. Governments and businesses alike are looking at carbon credits, emissions trading, decarbonization strategies, and carbon accounting as serious parts of the future economy. Now, that is exactly why this career matters. In India, the scope is especially interesting because the country is building its own institutional structure for carbon markets. A young listener should understand this very, very clearly. This is not just some foreign career trend. India is actively creating its own carbon market architecture. The Indian carbon market is taking shape through the carbon credit trading scheme. That means there will be a growing need for professionals who understand how carbon accounting works, how credits are created, how market rules operate, how projects are documented, and how organizations can participate in decarbonization linked systems. So, where can a carbon credit specialist work in India? Now, this professional may work with sustainability consultancies, ESG advisory firms, renewable energy companies, climate tech startups, carbon market platforms, industrial decarbonization teams, project developers, environmental consulting companies, verification linked ecosystems, policy think tanks, climate finance organizations, and corporate sustainability departments. Some may help companies estimate emissions, and some may help register projects. Some may work on methodology, documentation, monitoring, reporting, and verification. And some may support carbon credit issuance, trading, carbon strategy, climate disclosures, or decarbonization planning. Some may be more technical, and some more policy oriented, and some more finance oriented. Now, that is one of the most beautiful things about this career. It's flexible, it can welcome people from engineering, finance, sustainability, economics, environment, policy, and even law when they build the right expertise. Internationally, the field is even more mature. Across the world, carbon markets are evolving through compliance systems and voluntary mechanisms. So, abroad, carbon credit specialists can work in emissions trading systems, carbon registries, climate finance platforms, sustainability strategy teams, consulting firms, renewable developers, corporate net zero programs, commodity trading environments, international agencies, and carbon rating or data companies. In some roles, you may work with forest carbon or removals, in some, with industrial efficiency, and in some, with renewable energy or carbon accounting, in some, with market design or carbon pricing. Now, this is not a narrow profession anymore. It's becoming part of the larger green economy workforce. So, now let us make the role feel more real. What does a carbon credit specialist actually do? Now, that might be, growing in curiosity in your minds. So, suppose a company or project developer says, we have reduced greenhouse gas emissions through this project. Now, can this reduction become a valid carbon credit? A carbon credit specialist may help answer that question. Now, they may study the type of project, they may analyze baseline emissions, they might review methodology rules, they may prepare or assess documentation, they may work on measurement, reporting, and verification processes. They may even coordinate with validation or verification bodies. They may review whether the reductions are properly calculated. They may study registry procedures. They may help a business understand whether the project is eligible, credible, and commercially meaningful. Or in simpler language, they help connect climate action with measurable evidence. So on some days, the work may feel very analytical. Lots of numbers, lots of documentation, lots of frameworks and standards. On other days, it may feel strategic, advising a company on how to reduce emissions or how to engage with the carbon market. In some roles, it may feel policy heavy, and in some, more financial, and in some, more project based. And that is why this career is not boring at all. It mixes environment with economics, it mixes impact with systems, it mixes climate goals with market reality. So now imagine a real life example. Suppose a clean energy company is installing projects that can reduce emissions compared with dirtier alternatives. Now, the company wants to explore whether those reductions can create tradable value. A carbon credit specialist may study the methodology, estimate the reduction potential, support the documentation, lies on verification requirements, and track registry processes and help the company understand how the project fits into the carbon market ecosystem. Or imagine a large manufacturing company that wants to reduce carbon intensity. A carbon credit specialist may not just talk about saving the planet, they may work on carbon inventories, reduction pathways, market instruments, emissions targets, and crediting opportunities. In other words, they help make climate ambition practical. And now, let us move to the educational path. And how does someone become a carbon credit specialist? Now, the truth is, there is usually no single undergrad degree called carbon credit specialist. This is a professional path built through relevant foundations and then specialized learning. Students can enter this space through environmental science, sustainability, engineering, economics, finance, energy studies, climate studies, public policy, business, or even related fields. Now, what matters is the ability to understand climate systems and carbon markets at the same time. Now, if you're in India, strong relevant pathways can come through sustainability management, environmental studies, energy policy, climate finance, or climate and sustainability education. Institutions like Terry School of Advanced Studies are very relevant because they work directly in sustainability education. IIT Kanpur is also relevant to its climate finance and sustainability ecosystem and its broader sustainability and energy focus. Students coming from technical institutes with energy, environment, data, or systems backgrounds can also build toward this role. Or if you're looking abroad, then some very strong names include the University of Edinburgh, Imperial College of London, and Columbia. Now, these institutions offer strong programs connected to carbon management, climate change finance, management, and environmental systems. Now, these are highly relevant because a carbon credit specialist must understand not just climate science, but also policy, business, and finance. And now, let us talk about skills. This career rewards students who are comfortable with detail and systems. First, you need to understand carbon accounting basics. You must know how emissions are measured, what a baseline means, how reduction or removal is framed, and how methodology matters. Second, you need analytical ability. Now, this work involves calculations, scenario thinking, evidence, and documentation. And third, you need policy and market understanding. Carbon credits do not exist in a vacuum. They sit inside rules, market system standards, and regulatory or voluntary frameworks. Fourth, you need communication. You may be dealing with technical teams, sustainability teams, consultants, investors, clients, or regulators. So you must explain complex things clearly. And fifth, you need integrity. Now, this is not a field where careless work is acceptable. Carbon markets depend heavily on trust, transparency, and quality. If the work is sloppy, the whole value of the credit can be questioned. And then there's one more thing: curiosity. Because this is a field that is changing fast. Policies evolve, standards change, markets shift, new project types emerge, quality debates become more important. So, a carbon credit specialist must be someone who keeps learning. And that is one reason why this career may appeal strongly to Gen Z and career aspirants. It feels modern, it feels global, it feels meaningful. It connects sustainability with real economic structures, and it allows young professionals to work in a space that is not only about profit, but also about transition. And now comes the question everybody asks quietly and then pretends not to care about: what is the salary like? Now, here I want to be honest. The exact title, carbon credit specialist, is still not perfectly standardized everywhere, especially in India. Employers may use related titles such as carbon analyst, carbon market analyst, climate analyst, sustainability analyst, carbon consultant, carbon manager, or decarbonization specialist. So pay varies depending on title, employer, experience, and whether the role is more technical, more consulting oriented, or more strategic. In India, the salary picture for adjacent roles such as carbon analyst and carbon market analyst suggests that this can already be a solid professional career. Entry-level professionals may begin around a respectable technical consulting range, and the upside grows with experience, especially in metro markets and specialist firms. Stronger policy, analytics, consulting, or carbon market roles can move meaningfully higher as the person grows. Internationally, the numbers can be stronger. Carbon analyst and carbon market analyst roles in the UK, North America, and international climate finance ecosystems show the field is serious, employable, and capable of offering good long term financial value, especially for professionals who combine technical knowledge with policy and market understanding. So, yes, this career can pay well. But unlike many new economy roles, it rewards depth, not buzzwords, not green slogans, not shallow LinkedIn vocabulary, A student who only likes the word sustainability will struggle, but a student who understands carbon, systems, markets, and evidence can grow strongly. Now, let us come to the emotional heart of this career. A carbon credit specialist is not simply trading certificates or filling spreadsheets. At a deeper level, this professional is working on one of the biggest questions of our time. How do we make climate action measurable, credible, and economically meaningful? And that is no small thing. This career matters because the future economy will not only reward growth, it will increasingly reward smarter, cleaner, lower carbon growth. And people who understand that shift early may find themselves in a very valuable position. So, if you're the kind of student who wants a future ready, globally relevant, intellectually interesting, and impact driven career, then this is a path worth serious attention. And let me put it in one line. A carbon credit specialist helps turn climate responsibility into measurable opportunity. And that is a powerful place to stand. And now, let me speak directly to the student or parent listening to this episode. If today's episode on carbon credit specialist opened your mind to a career you had never seriously considered before, imagine how many more right fit careers may still be hidden from you. The truth is, the right career is not found by guesswork, pressure, or random opinions from people around you. It's found through clarity. If you're confused about your career path, your subject choices, your college roadmap, or your future direction, connect with me for my career counseling program. I help students understand their strengths, identify careers that truly fit them, and move forward with confidence. Now, whether you're interested in sustainability, climate careers, policy, finance, engineering, or study abroad, I can help you decode what is right for you. Message me today and let's find the career path that's truly meant for you. Your dream career was never lost, it was simply unread. So let's decode it together. So this is Kapeel Gupta and you're listening to the Kapeel Gupta Career PodShow. Stay curious, stay future ready, and remember, the careers of tomorrow often begin as the questions of today.